I wasn't born like this, with difficulty concentrating on stuff. I wasn't born with an attention deficit disorder or anything like that. I was rather the opposite. I've always been the kind of person that hyper focuses on stuff and gets completely immersed into whatever they're doing and forgets the world around them. That was me. But then, for something that I just called FODE for lack of a better name, which stands for fear of wasting time, I started trying to optimize every single second of my day. And this got even worse when I started working, because when you start working 9 to 5, you see how little time you have and how precious that little time is. So for that reason, I started trying to do many things in parallel without realizing that that was taking a toll on me and that this thing had a really high cost. The good news is I found a way to reverse it. It's very simple, and I did it in just 14 days. Now I'm as good as new. So that's what I want to share with you. I want to share with you how you can do the same for you and get back your attention span in this age of social network and fast doom scrolling. But before that, I would like to share with you my story on how I got into this pit so that we can understand together how I got out of it, which hopefully will make sense to you. So when did things start to get really bad for me? Well, it is a compound effect, right? The attention span problem for me was not just what happens to most people. Like, it was not just social networks. For most people, it's like mostly social networks, right? It's just them being addicted to scrolling and consuming fast content, like 10, 15 seconds content, 1 minute tops. And that trains their mind to being really short attention span, if I can say it like that. For me, it was that, but also what I just mentioned. It was the attempt of optimizing every single minute of my life. So, to give you an example, whenever I was cooking, I was watching a YouTube video at the same time, or listening to a podcast, or doing something like that. Or even when I'm showering, I was showering and I had a video playing on the background. Sometimes I couldn't even understand what they were saying, but I would not stop watching it. I would just keep watching it just to have that noise in the background, and that would give me this feeling of optimization. Like, I felt like, okay, I'm doing 2 things at once, so it's like I'm doubling my time. And like that stonks, right? It's win-win. Another example is I would drive and I would be listening to something, or would be watching a video, like half watching a video, of course, because I was driving, but then I would be doing that. And little by little, I started realizing that I became unable to do just one thing at a time. I started realizing that just watching something, just watching a movie, or just showering was almost impossible to me. But then the moment I really noticed this was a problem was when we had some friends over for summer, and they were staying here a couple of days, and was doing one of those things, like I was showering and listening to a video that I wasn't really understanding and I wasn't really watching. And my wife said to a friend, like, hey, he's always listening to stuff like that, and he told me, okay, yeah, you should check this out. And this was a YouTube video about I think he was a university professor or something like that, talking about how you need to be bored, that you should be bored at some point in your life. And I will try to link it here in the comments or somewhere. But yeah, this video was quite interesting, and I had already seen it. So when I got out, I talked to them, and I heard that they were talking about this. I said, yeah, I even watched this video once. And what I realized is, and I said this to my friend, I told him, like, yeah, I know that the guy is right, and that's what I should do, but I'm like a drug addict that cannot act upon the stuff that I know to be true. And that's what caught me. That was the moment that I said to myself, yeah, this gotta stop, because I'm acting against my own beliefs on what is the best for myself. So from that moment on, I decided to change things. And the most obvious thing I thought of was simply to stop multitasking, stop trying to optimize stuff, just to be more present in the moment. And how did I plan to do that? I didn't plan nothing fancy. I just planned something very simple. And that was doing one thing at a time. I just decided to do one thing at a time. No showering plus YouTube, or cooking plus podcast, or driving plus whatever, music even. Not even going to the gym, listening to music, which is a bit extreme, I know, but I decided to do that to see what would be the benefits of this. And surprisingly, the benefits came much faster than I thought. So first of all, in the beginning, it was a bit hard. Like in the first couple of days, maybe 2-3 days, it was really hard to be cooking and not watching a YouTube video on the shelf or listening to a podcast or something like that, because it felt like a waste of time, right? I thought like, okay, so people before they did this, they used to spend like half an hour, 40 minutes preparing something, just cooking. What a waste of time. But then with as the time went on and the first days went on, I realized something. I was able to focus much better on stuff, even at work, even at meetings, or while watching movies or watching YouTube. Sometimes I used to have 2 YouTube videos running in parallel. That's crazy, I know, but I used to do that. And after I started doing the one thing at a time, my attention span started getting back to what it was. It started getting healthy again. And not only that, I started enjoying the little moments and the ordinary stuff of life. So I started actually enjoying preparing the meals. I started actually enjoying the break that taking a shower gives you, like the break for your brain, for your body, everything. Not just thinking about getting out of it and doing stuff and doing productive stuff. It's that kind of toxic productivity that we suffer from in our modern days, right? So that was really wow. It was when I realized this by the 4th or 5th day, it came fast. That's what I'm talking about. I was sold. So I decided to keep doing that. For now, it's been almost 3 weeks, 4 weeks. I'm not sure. But by the end of the second week, I was not the person. Like I could focus much better. I didn't need to be hyper stimulated all the time. And one bonus benefit besides getting your attention span back is getting your energy back. My mental energy was drained all the time and I didn't even realize it before. Now I'm like much sharper. I have the energy and disposition to do much more stuff now. Like stuff that seemed hard before, now it's just okay. It's just another thing to be done because I didn't realize that, and that's the secret cost of trying to over-optimize your life. You have limited mental, spiritual, physical resources. Your mind is not an infinite energy and resource machine. It needs rest. It needs time to process stuff. You don't just dump a lot of shit on your mind and it handles that. I thought that was how it worked, but I discovered empirically that that's not the case. So that's the second thing. You get your mental energy back and your life becomes brighter. It becomes easier. It becomes more relaxed. And you started enjoying the small moments and you start being more present in the moments themselves. I think that was a considerable improvement in my life just by doing this small change, doing one thing at a time. And it is not easy maybe for people who are doing this for more time than I have been doing that, who have lived a whole life trying to optimize their life away and not really living it. But I think you can do it. And when you realize the benefits that you're reaping from it, I think you're gonna be sold just as I was. You're gonna be sold on that for sure. So yeah, that's what I wanted to share. Hopefully you get some value out of this. Hopefully you can improve your own life with this message and give it a try. Try just doing one thing at a time. Just watching this video without anything on the side. Just going to the gym, just lifting the weights. Just watching the movie without your phone in your hand. And yeah, I think you'll get there. Just do it. Just try and be better. You get it. See you next time.